Hello everyone, welcome back to Gloomhaven. Last time we saw the retire and departure of Craggy.
The town records building and are immediately struck by how different it looks. It might just be the lighting, but there seem to be more books on the shelves and less of a scowl on Dominic's face. The short, bearded man approaches you.
I was just expecting this to be a short listing with Craggy on the list, but we'll play this out.
Ah, how good of you to come, he says. No doubt to record the further exploits of your friends. I was most assuredly derisive of your motives when you first walked in here, but I must say that the idea has grown on me a little. Dominic slaps you on the back, then wanders around behind the counter. Whether you like it or not, you are becoming important fixtures of this community, and I'm sure that I have you to thank, at least in some small way, for the increased number of books lining the shelves. He waves his arms about, his hands barely visible beneath his robe's long sleeves. They're not good books, mind you, but they're books nonetheless. Plus, he says with a small smile, I've had more time to work on my own tome. Dominic opens the small collection of parchment he has been working on and passes it to you. I'm still focused on the big picture right now, but I should have more soon. I thought you might be interested in hearing it. Though human expansion has not always been greeted with kindness and civility by other races, currently humans are more or less at peace with their neighbors. After a costly peace treaty with the Valras to the south, and an understanding with the prominent Inox tribes, the only main threats are the animalistic vermlings, who continue to assault human cities, sometimes for no discernible reason. Humans have mostly stayed away from Harrower territory out of fear, and the Harrowers seem to return the favor. The same goes for the Savas, who live underground in the largely uninhabitable mountainous regions in the north. Orchids and quattrels both come from far-off continents across the sea, and seem far more interested in commerce and cultural exchange than conquest. And so human society has certainly benefited culturally from its interaction with other races. Many of the most beautiful structures in human civilization would not be possible without the machinery of the quattrels, the elemental mastery of the Savas, and the architectural designs of the Valraths. The meditative orchids have even influenced a number of human religions. Though the followers of the Great Oak, a stringent group who believe a giant tree housed in the center of the capital watches over and protects everyone, remain unchanged. And while the human military keeps the civilization alive, it is really the commerce with the other races that ultimately allows the civilization to flourish. It seems then, as the wilds grew tamer, that a paradigm shift away from militaristic rule and towards mercantile rule was only a matter of time. Like I said, I'm still working on the broader strokes, Dominic says, but my research has been providing some interesting information. It's all very vague at the moment, though. I need to find better sources, not just Savas howling poems. He takes back the book and frowns. Savas write the worst poetry, and it's incredibly hard to translate.
Alright, so the town records. We now have Brutus, Mindy, and Craggy all retired, and our friend going over his own records of history. We have a city encounter, as well as something new at the merchants. Amulet of Life. Oh, this will be all the stuff that Craggy gave up, perhaps. During your turn, perform a heal oneself action. Oh no, we upgraded our prosperity, so now we have a whole bunch of other stuff available to us, didn't we? On the next 3 sources of damage from attacks targeting you, gain Shield 1. And that's perpetual, and we can rest to get it back. What else do we have? Amulet of Life we've seen before. Jagged Sword. During your melee attack, add wound to a single attack. Long Spear. During your single target melee attack action, turn the attack into the following. That's very nice. Volatile Bomb we've seen before. And we have Major Healing Potion. During your turn, perform a Major Heal 5 self-action. We've seen that before because we got it from the healing tree. Moon earrings. And during your turn, refresh all your spent items. That's incredible. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're going to have some shopping to do, I think. But first, before that, we need to recruit a new member to our party. So we need a new mercenary. And we are going to create a soothsinger. Quattrils are not only master engineers, but their impressive manual dexterity allows them to also become excellent bards. These soothsingers are able to empower their allies to great feats and bring their enemies low with a single strum of their lute. Their song system works in a similar way to the Mind Thief's augments, and she is especially powerful in larger parties, but has low damage output. Starting ability cards. So we've got several songs that carry on in perpetuity. Song. All allies add 1 to their attack actions each turn. Gain 1 experience at the beginning of each of your turns. When another song is played, discard this card. Move 2, strengthen all adjacent allies. Song. Shield 1 affect all allies. Gain 1 XP at the start of turns. Aura. The next time any ally within range 2 suffers damage this round, they instead suffer no damage. That's awesome. Song. All allies add +1 move to their move actions and 1 range to their ranged attacks. Gain 1 XP. Muddle. Target all enemies within range 4. And none of that is burns. Bless all adjacent allies. Move 3 and curse at a range of 3. Strengthen all allies. 1 ally performs within range 3 may perform attack 4. Attack 3 and immobilize. Move 4, shield 2. Affect all adjacent allies with burn. Disarm, range 3. That's incredible. I guess it doesn't do any damage, but just disarming 3 creatures could be great. Range 3. Force all enemies in a targeted area to perform move 1 action with you controlling the actions. Curse. Attack. One ally within range 3 may perform move 4. Move 4. Song. All allies add wound to their attacks. Attack 1, range 4, loot 1. And at the end here, the next time you curse an enemy, curse them an additional time. Move 2, shield 1, affect all adjacent allies. Attack 2 with curse, bless 1 adjacent ally, and move 4. There's a lot of really interesting stuff there. Health 6, ability cards 12, starting perks 1, difficulty high, perks ranged support. Well, we've lost Craggy, who is kind of ranged damage, but hopefully we can make this work. And they need a name. Well, there's only one name that can be, and that is the Bard from the first D&D game I ran to completion. Pandora, you are not an elf, but you are a bard. Lawbringer, kill 20 bandits or cultists. Merchant, own 2 of these, 2 of those, 2 of these, 3 of those, and 4 of those. I think Merchant seems more bardy than Lawbringer. Like, killing bandits and cultists doesn't seem to be Pandora's jam, but collecting trinkets and stuff, I think that seems like good fun. Pandora has joined the party. So immediately we need to upgrade and do perks. Soothing Lullaby. All allies may perform a heal 1 self-action at the beginning of each of their turns. Heal 3, range 4. Change tempo. Immobilize, target all enemies within range 3 and move 5. And these seem really strong. But now I have to choose one, which is rough. All allies may perform heal 1. Heal 3, range 4. Immobilize, target all enemies within range 3, move 5. Well, we can only have 1 song up at a time. So the more songs we have in our deck, like, the less we are going to use them, because once we've got 1 good song up, we're basically going to keep with it for a large amount of the time, I'm sure. Immobilize, target all enemies within range 3. That seems so good. For, like, entering a room and then stopping everything charging at us and whatnot. And a move 5. We have move 4 but burn. Move 3 and curse. Move 2. So we do not have a lot of good movement. So let's take change tempo. And then if we want to play change tempo, we need to take something out. The next time any ally, I want that. Muddle, bless, and move and curse. Strengthen, one ally can perform attack 4. Attack 3 and immobilize, move 4. I'm going to take out warding dagger. Although that's an actual thing that damages things. We don't have a lot of those. Now let's try without warding dagger, and if we don't have enough damage output, we'll reconsider things. Oh, we have to level up again. Jeez. Echoing Aria. Song, all allies gain retaliate 2, retaliate range 2, gain 1, shield 2, aura, affect all allies within range 3. Crippling chorus, stun, target all enemies within range 3, move 3, disarm 1 adjacent enemy. I think crippling chorus, whilst the disarm is good, the stun is not something we're likely to use. Like you can only use it once because it burns, so echoing aura, I think, is going to be better for us. And then again, if we want to play that, we need to remove something. All allies gain retaliate 2, retaliate range 2, shield 2, affect all allies within range 3. So do we have something else that does shield? Defensive deity does. Defensive ditty does. But the next time any ally within range 2 suffers damage this round, they suffer no damage instead. Seems so good. Oh, this is going to be tough, isn't it? Alright, let's drop Song of Speed. Take Echoing Aria. Then we need to do 3 perks. Looks like we've got a pretty standard spread of things at the moment. Consistency, we're familiar with. Harmony is pretty good. Just get rid of that -2. Replace 2 +1 cards with a +4 card. Power Chord. That's kind of good because we lack damaging cards. So when we actually do damage, we really want to hurt them in a big way. Replace a 0 with a +1 immobilize. Replace a 0 with a +1 disarm. Replace a 0 with a +2 wound. Replace a 0 with a +2 poison. Replace a 0 with a +2 curse. Replace a 0 with a +3 muddle. Tumult. Replace a -1 with a +0 stun. Retune. Add 3 redraw +1s. Incantation. Add 2 redraw curses. Okay. Let's start with consistency. Let's get very consistent. Then a lot of these are replacing our zeros rather than adding more cards. Replace 1 -1 card with a +0 stun. I think I'm going to take the +1 redraws. But getting more of those perks seems like it's going to be a great time. Okay, then we have some gold, so we want to spend that. But should we do a city event first? You are walking across the silent bridge, heading towards the Sleeping Lion to get a quick meal when you see a quattrel standing in front of a small cart laden with plates, food, and curious contraptions. Come try the delicacies of the East, the quattrel barks. Food enhanced with science, flavors beyond your wildest imagination. Yeah, we'll try the food. You decide to indulge in the unknown and see what the quattrel is offering. He looks very pleased in your approach and instructs you to inhale a tube of vapors, then take a bite from a bowl full of tiny golden spheres. As the spheres melt in your mouth, the taste mixed with the aroma of the vapors to create a wonderful experience. You pay what you can, but the quattrel seems solemnly focused on how much you enjoyed your meal. -3 gold each, you have been blessed. That's pleasant, I approve. Right, Pandora needs shopping. No idea what for, though. Would help if we were in the shop. Now, what is going to benefit Pandora most? They're sold out of mountain hammers. I guess Faith or someone is just holding on to one of those. I think Faith would benefit a lot from, is it the moon earrings? Because we're forever using her boots of speed, eagle-eye goggles, leather armor. We would have to lose a small item for that. She does have 17 to afford it, though. Let's drop the major healing potion since we picked that up most recently. We can sell it back. We don't even have to get rid of it. We can just buy the moon earrings. And then re-equip this. So that's Faith done. Then I'm going to look over some stuff and we'll pick something for Pandora. Alright, here's our little haul. We've got an iron helmet to prevent crits on us because we do not have a lot of HP. A cloak of invisibility so we can get in the fray and then hide amongst the foes if we need to. And then because we're kind of more of a support class and aren't going to be putting out too much damage, I've picked up a stun powder so we can do one of our very weak attacks but guarantee a stun on it if we wish to. And I figured a minor mana potion might be able to help out Tali in even further our support role. So with all of that done, it's time for us to think about where we want to go and do a quest. Now, we have some new ones. In the Decrepit Wood, find the first vessel. Do the mysterious voice's bidding. Objective 1, loot the vessel from the Harrower's coffers. Objective 2, reach the back of the Harrower's shack. Objective 3, kill all revealed enemies. Or Shrine of the Depths, learn more about the voice. Is the voice something you can trust? Loot the ornate chest with a loot action, not ending of a turn looting. That's in the Misty Sea. This is in the Decrepit Wood. I'm wondering if we can find out more about the voice, if that's going to ruin that whole quest line for us. I also kind of wish the quest lines were a little bit easier to follow in this great big list of things that have happened, but it's hard to tell what related to what given the context of what we see. But we will pick a quest and then get right into it. Alright, I think I'm going to go with Shrine of the Depths. Is this voice something you can trust? I'm hoping that when we learn more about it, it's not going to kill the other branch of this quest line. But we need to loot the ornate chest with a loot action, not end of turn looting. So that's going to be important for how we construct our decks, because we're going to need to make sure we have some number of loot cards. So, do we have any loot cards here? It's not really their speciality, is it? So, Brilliant Flash is a loot 1 card, but that's the only one they have. I know Faith has some bigger loot cards. Have we really just kind of slowly moved past all of our 1 rank cards and now everything is like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just by happenstance, we now basically have a deck that's just full of all the big stuff. But one of these is, there you go, Burning Oil is a loot 2, so that should be fine. And Burning Oil is a good enough card that we don't want to lose. And we have Swift Bow, which we can also use to loot stuff, so I'm not too worried. Last time though, we did swap something out for, I think it was movement cards, wasn't it? Because we had to move and unlock all the doors. So what did we take out that we might want to put back? Might have been Sinister Opportunity. Although, now that we don't have Brutus's trap throwing, we don't need that quite as much. Attack 2, add 2 attack where X is double the shield value of the target. I think we'll just go with this. We've got Pandora all set up. And Lamoon is fine. So let's just travel here and see what happens.
So there's a disembodied voice somewhere deep in the Kopernik Mountains, and it wants you to collect vessels that will help it escape its confinement. A bookish quattrel at the university adjusts his glasses to look up at you. And you want to know exactly what this voice is?
Ideally, yes.
He laughs nervously. Okay, well, I'll do what I can. I'll start with rituals that could separate a voice from its host. The quattrel sort of drifts off in the middle of his sentence and wanders over to some bookshelves where he leafs through various texts. You decide to head to the market for a few hours. When you return, the quattrel rushes up with excitement. I've found it! He waves a book in your face. I hit a number of dead ends until I realized the voice wasn't separated. It was just the only thing that can get through the barrier created to imprison it, which implies that the barrier itself was extraplanar, most likely created by the Aesthers ages ago. So I did some digging through all the texts we have on Aesther rituals, which isn't much. They're very reticent about such things, but luckily I found this book. It is a specific recounting of the binding of a demon in the Kopernik region you referred to. Apparently the creature was so strong, the Aesthers enlisted the help of the Savas and the Harrowers too. They claim it was powerful enough to lay waste to the entire continent. If it's asking you to help free it, I'd strongly recommend against it. The accuracy of the text is admittedly a little questionable, but whatever this voice is, it was bound for a reason. The quattrel finally stops waving the book around and begins to flip through the pages. In fact, if you can hear the voice from outside the cave, and it has such a strong influence over you, it sounds as if the barrier is weakening, as the author warns. Apparently there is a scepter that could be used to strengthen the binding ritual, but the author says it has been placed on an island along the south shore for safekeeping. There's a simple incantation detailed in the text to open the door to the shrine. You bid the quattrel farewell and leave for the shrine immediately.
All right. And of course, we're going to get our encounter on the road. A rustling in a nearby thicket stops you in your tracks. You crouch down and assume a defensive stance. Suddenly, a tiny ball of fur with short, stubby legs leaps out at you. It barks at you twice in an ineffectual, high-pitched tone and then begins to wag its tail. You relax your weapons. What is such a small, defenseless puppy doing out in the wilderness? Leave it to fend for itself or take the puppy? We're taking the puppy. You sigh and lift the puppy into your arms. It barks happily and licks your face. This will surely prove a distraction in your upcoming battle, but once you get it back to Gloomhaven, you should be able to find it a nice home. We gain 3 -1 attack modifiers, but +1 reputation. Choose one mercenary to gain 3 -1 attack modifiers. I think the easiest choice is Pandora, since they have the fewest attacks anyway. We can leave the attacking to others and Pandora can stick to her buffing.
Two days later, you stand before the ruined structure, which now sits half sunk in the waterlogged earth. You speak a few foreign words, and the door creaks open. You get the strong sense that the door is not the only thing between you and this scepter.
So, the objective, loot the ornate chest with a loot action, not the end of turn looting. We have Deep Terrors, Lurkers, and Oozes. Retaliate 1 initiative, innate rather. Target 2 innate, Pierce innate. Pierces go through shield, of course. And Oozes, shield 1 innate. Right, kill a monster during the scenario by causing at least 4 more damage than needed, or gain 7 or fewer XP. I'd rather try and kill something in a big way than gain fewer XP. Kill 3 or 4 monsters, or loot a chest. You're going to loot a chest most likely. Be the first to kill a monster, unlikely. Kill an undamaged monster with a single attack action during the scenario. Well, that's basically a loss. Use no items or kill one or more elites. You can kill an elite, that's no problem. Beware that if a miss attack modifier is drawn along with a rolling modifier, while you have advantage, you will still miss. It's very rude. Alright, how big is this battlefield? Well, battlefield aside, those oozes are very large. Oh, wow. Interesting. So it really is going to be a sprint and a loot by the looks of things. Right. Does Faith still have Visage of the Inevitable? She does. I'm just going to turn things down in my ears a second. The background music is quite loud. Right, so we could Visage of the Inevitable one of these oozes to get one off the table immediately. To do that, we would need somebody else, probably here, because then Faith can be adjacent to this one and kill it immediately. And then the person who is here can attack by melee one of those. Or I guess somebody could stand here and do a ranged attack. From there, we could hit two of them with Boiling Arc, although that's not going to do a great deal of damage. What we have lost in Craggy is our ability to generate a lot of green energy. Because I don't think a lot of elemental stuff is happening here. Yeah, next to none in fact, which is going to be a whole other problem. So Faith is going to Visage of the Inevitable to kill one of these ones on the right. That's just instant murder. And she's going to need to move to do that. So for killing on top, we need to move on bottom. So we will move on flanking strike. But we need to do that. We need to have somebody else move faster than 4 or 14. Otherwise, Visage of the Inevitable won't be able to go off. All allies gain Retaliate 2, range Retaliate 2. Seems like that's going to be a good time for us in this particular room. Particularly if all these oozes are attacking at range. That said, Shield 1 is also really useful. How many of these things could we prevent hitting us? Disarm range 3. We could hit 2 of them with that. But if we want to be somewhere, I guess we could stand there and disarm the 2 closer to us. So if we throw Voice on top, and Faith, you need to be going on 4. We need to go on... Let's go on 9. And then Faith can drop her initiative down to 14. That leaves Tali and Lamoon. These 2 are going to be disarmed, so they won't take an attack action if they even draw attack action cards. We're going to need to make some elements at some point. Maybe it's a time that we put Shaping the Ether into play. At the end of each of your turns, you may generate energy, deduct -1 from all your attacks. So if that's on bottom, something on top at range 1, 2, 3, range 4-ish. 1, 2. We could hit the one on the left at range 3. Could go with lightning, but doesn't seem like a good time for it. Yeah, we're not going to have any really good element creation for a while, it feels like. So let's go with Stoking Hail as I sneeze. Bless me. Stoking Hail, attack 2 at range 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to hit that for 2, which is only going to be 1 past the shield, unfortunately. And then we might as well attack the same one in as big a way as possible. We need to move in at least 1. Cautious advance. No, we'll go Purifying Aura and then Practical Plans. That's the turn. They're suffering 2 damage and creating copies, which is just terrible. So we will continue. Then Faith needs to drop her initiative down to 14. Continue. Right. So Disarm doesn't really work because a Disarm character cannot perform attack abilities, but the cloning of themselves is not an attack ability. So why not move 2 to here. Because Faith is going to have to step up anyway. And then put our shield 1 affect all allies song in play. Excellent sound effects. That's Soothsinger's turn done. Then Faith, we're going to move up. We can move to any of these tiles at our preference. Is there any one where we could block the creation of another ooze? This is Ooze Elite 1. This is Ooze Elite 5. If we stand here, they will definitely put it there. If we stand there, they'll definitely put it here. I guess I'd rather be here and not be penned in. I guess we wouldn't have been penned in because we were killing them anyway. It's the end of Scoundrel's turn. Lamoon. We're going to move 2. We could go all the way up to here. Do we have any AoE stuff in our deck? The answer is basically not really. But I guess we would rather receive attacks than Tali or Pandora. So we'll move to there. Attack them. And then we are going to create mana at the end of each of our turns. Deduct -1 from all your attacks. Well, then we should do our attack first. And how's our deck looking? I'm wondering if we want to... Oh, we don't need to really add 1 to our attack because they're going to have... If we hit them for 1... No. This ooze now has 2 HP, right? Ooze suffers 2 damage, so this ooze is going to die before it creates a second ooze. So is there any other way we'd rather take this turn? I don't think so. We'd still like to make one of each We still like to make energy at the end of our turns. So we'll put that in play. We might as well take this attack anyway. Good, we got rid of our miss. I'm happy with this. And then we get to create an element. What do we want, though? Wind would add a target, but we're not going to have any attack to do that with. Ice would add 2 to that attack. Let's create some ice. They create a normal enemy. They create a normal enemy. They create a normal enemy. They die. Okay, this is not the ideal way for this whole situation to start, really, is it? Where do we even begin? No one is on their own. Attack 4. Oh, we definitely shouldn't have brought Spring Trap with us, should we? That's what I should have removed from my deck. I knew there was something. On your next attack targeting an enemy adjacent to none of its allies, that does not apply. From where we are, we can't even attack 3 creatures with Flurry of Blades very well. But I basically think we have to try. And if we're Flurry of Blades on top, something on bottom. Really nothing. So we'll do a basic move 2 so we can step down 1. I think Retaliate 2 might be better than Shield here. If we're all going to get hit really hard anyway. And on bottom, move 3, curse at range 3. 1 ally within range 3 may perform attack 4. That's pretty good. Attack 1, range 3 wound. Let's go call to action and echoing aura. Here we just want to hit stuff as hard as we can, I think. Attack 4, target all adjacent enemies. Gain 1 for each enemy targeted. Honestly, I don't think there's ever a better time to play that, even though it is a big burn. Once we get through here, we just have this giant room to deal with. So, I'm going to do it. Attack 4, target all adjacent enemies. That's on top. Something on bottom. 1 adjacent ally perform an attack 4. Move 4. Heal 5, range 3. Move 3. Shield 1 self, deduct 1 move from all your movements. Honestly, we might need that as well. Because we're going to be the target of a lot of hits stood where we are. Now, we have some ice. I'm always upset that Boiling Arc doesn't have, like... It never seems to have as good an AoE as I want it to for how large it is. Nothing ever stands in the right places for it. Attack 1, range 3 is attack 0, but then +2 attack. We can probably kill that one closest to us with that on top. Something on bottom, probably Chain Lightning for a heal for Sunkeeper, except they're not injured yet, and if the slimes go late, it will be wasted, so maybe we do that next turn. So we'll just do a move 2, create some green. No one needs to change their initiative, I don't think. They're going to try and create even more of themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them at the moment. There can only ever be a maximum of 10 on the board. So we were going to step down to here. Skip the movement. Then attack. You can't create one, because you don't have a tile to put them in. So let's do 1, 2, 3. And let's pierce at advantage and +1. Good. Then here we are going to put Echoing Aura on. And we're going to have Faith. Are we going to have Faith? No, let's have Lamoon attack the one at the back that has the most HP. Then Tali is going to attack with ice. So through shield, we're only going to do 1 damage here, unfortunately. And we're going to move 2. Let's move up to there. Create an element. I really need to learn like a priority of which elements are going to do the best for us. Let's go wind. And here we are attacking against all the creatures around us. And shielding 1 for self. Guess we could have skipped that on the extra retaliate, because we're not being attacked right now. That one dies, which is pleasant. They didn't have somewhere to put one because of the gold. They didn't have somewhere to put one because of the gold. So that's actually pretty good going for us. So now we can kill these 2 with a boiling arc on top, and no one's been hit yet. So we have no need to heal. So we'll just do like a basic move on bottom if we can. Faith. We don't have any multi-target attacking unless we want to short rest to try and get Flurry of Blades back, just because of how weak everyone around us is. Sunkeeper. I'm just trying to think of where Tali could stand in order to hit the most things with Boiling Arc. It's 2 then 3. So if they were here, you get 2 then 3, you'd hit 3 of them. If they could be stood in the door, they could do 2 then 3. That would be incredible. Hitting 4 creatures at once. It would just mean that we'd have to open the door, which is also kind of terrifying. So I think as we are, 3 is going to be the maximum we can hit. So, Faith. If you could Burning Oil the one at the back. And we'll just take a standard move action. That's pretty late though, so let's do it on Duelist Advance instead. Down here, we don't need to bless all adjacent allies is excellent, and if we're not moving, we can bless these two. So maybe Faith won't move. That's on top. Something on bottom. Move to strengthen all allies. Faith, I'll put you on a 36. That way you get all the benefit out of all that. Then over here, we basically just want to kill the one in the corner, which is a fairly basic thing to do. Or we can try and attack this one with 3 HP that stands to be a bit more of a threat. Although that's probably the one Faith will shoot at. We don't have any attacks on bottom that don't burn, do we? One adjacent ally, no one's adjacent. Yeah, so it's going to be Hammer Blow on top. Cautious Advance on bottom. This should be fine. Move 1, attack 2 at a range of 3 on 57. So we are going to bless all adjacent allies. Then move 2 and strengthen all adjacent allies. And end our turn. Sunkeeper is going to attack this one in the corner. And I'm actually not going to consume the energy because we don't need it. And Tali... I mean, Tali can't use it this turn anyway because they're using their flame thing, so... Sure. And then let us move closer to the door on the gold. Then Faith is going to attack that one at the back there. And then move 2. Just going to do that and loot everything that we move through. And then Tali is going to attack those 3 creatures with advantage. But we're attacking with 1 shield and -1 to our attack value. We're attacking for 0. So we're going to put +1, so these 2 should take at least 1 damage. And we're already attacking with advantage, so... That went about as well as could be predicted. So we'll move 2 closer to the door. End our turn. We're going to make some fire. Why not? Sure. We take no damage, but they take... They attacked the person who's singing the song, not the person with the retaliate from the benefit of the song, which is a shame. But we need to take 1 attack action here, and then we have to decide whether we're going to long rest before we go through this door. But we still have a turn's worth of cards, or even 2 turns worth of cards with some of us. The problem is, once we get through this door, I don't think we're going to have much of a time to long rest again, ever. So I think Sunkeeper We can move 2 on bottom. Still, basically no one's been hurt yet, which is pretty good going. Basic move 2 on bottom. Which, is that going to be a move 1? It is. So we need actually a move 3 on bottom. Punch the microphone. And then an attack. We'll go with Holy Strike just because we can. Then everyone else is either moving to the door or long resting. Curse doesn't really matter. Attack 1, range 3 and wound. Actually would guarantee a kill against that thing. But we want to move to the door. We want to move to the door. And if we move on here, marching beat lets us move 2 people for the price of 1. Faith. On your next 4 attacks targeting enemies, I don't know how many people are going to be adjacent to anybody. So I think we're going to just long rest at this point. Or are we going to move 2 and then long rest? I guess we're going to move, then long rest. And here, we don't have a lot of stuff going on. We can move 3 with the fire, which becomes a move 2. Oh, it's move 2 plus 3 move. That's incredibly good, actually. But we don't need to get through this door yet. Attack, attack. Attack and heal. No one needs healing. Attack and passive. And we don't need to be that close to the door, so we can long rest now. Move 0, attack 3 at a range of 4. They're going to be long dead before then. Shame about the ×2, but so be it. Right. We could peep the door. But I think we just get other people moving. If we step to there, confirm, we can have you confirm target. Step all the way up to here. So we're as close to this door as we're ever going to get between the group of us. So we don't need to move. We don't need to have somebody else move. So we can skip this movement, skip this attack, and long rest here. Something to get rid of. I'll get rid of this. End our turn. We get to make an element though. And I'm going to make fire again. It was good for the movement. So you've got lots of cards. You need to long rest. You need to long rest. If we don't long rest now, we're going to be going off short rests forever. But at the same time, we have a whole turn here we can spend doing something. Bless and strengthen. You and adjacent allies take no damage this turn. I think with fire, we move 4 into the room on bottom. You only have fire once though. Can't do it twice. Oh, so we move 4 and put retaliate 2, range 2 on. So anything that attacks us when we go through the door might get attacked back. And if we're doing that on bottom, That consumes the fire, so on top. We have minus... Hold on, we don't have lower movement. That's the other person. I've got too many mechanics going on. So we can move 4 on bottom, then attack. We have -1 to our current attacks. We might as well try... We can't Boiling Arc and move 4 with Retaliate because they're the same card. Let's see if we can attack with Frigid Torment. And over here, we're going to move in, if we can. Let's Bless and Strengthen Tali. Tali can go on 47. We can Bless and Strengthen on top. And move or something on bottom. This is a horrible turn. Bless and Strengthen Tali. And then step into the door. Is it one giant room? The amount of time it's taking to load suggests it would be. That is quite the room. And we've got a lot of water, which is difficult terrain, which is going to be a hoot. And that's the ornate chest we need to get to. I'm going to guess that these squid-looking things... Good grief, look at that attack. I'm going to guess that they don't move. So we need to be really careful about trying to avoid their lines of attack. And we just need to get Faith to this tile here, basically. Because she has... loot 2. So from here, 1, 2 would get it. But there's a lot of difficult terrain and the rest. And we only got to move 1 because, of course, we only get 1 of our 2 movement. So then crabs are up. Shield 1. Wound all adjacent enemies. It's not so bad. Any turn where we're not just taking damage is reasonably okay. Right, rehydrate. Now. Move 4, retaliate 2 at a range 2 isn't going to do anything for us now. I mean, it's move 4, which is good, but the retaliate isn't. We can move into... No, we couldn't. That puts us at the doorway. So we have to move in 4. But we can move in 4 to here. And we don't need to spend the fire on the retaliation. And then we can attack for 3, which will be actually an attack for 2. But we have advantage because we're strengthened. And we're not on the lines that these guys are protecting. Which is going to be a whole real fun thing. Like this tile here that we would think we're postulating being on is within line of sight of 3 of these things. So perhaps we very carefully try and not do that. Confirm target for an attack. And do we want to put any kind of element on? Some ice, I think. I'm confused. Oh, that was our potion, not our element to create. Well, I feel a bit daft. Okay, how good is chain lightning? Well, it needs light and wind, not ice, for a start. So we have fire and ice. Fire is waning, so it might disappear at the end of this turn. Attack 1, immobilize. I don't even know. Give me some light, why not? Deep terrors don't do anything because they cannot get to us. We are long resting. Something to get rid of. Definitely not our big movements. Spring the Trap is the easy sacrificial card. And Scoundrel's turn. And this is Soothsayer. We have Cloak of Invisibility, so we might be able to use that to actually get to a tile in which we might be able to loot something, perhaps. Although I don't think we have any loot 2s, do we? So, perhaps not on that front. We don't have any ability to jump either, which is real fun. But for now, a card to get rid of. Force all enemies within the targeted area to perform move 1 action with you controlling the actions. So we'd be able to get this one to get rid of one of these 4 traps, which would be real nice. There's no other traps in the room, just that one right at the back. So we'll try and keep Throw Voice. Tuning the outcome, call to action, change tempo. Man, this is tough. What do we want to get? We really want movement, but at the same time, if we could do things like disarm at range 3, or which was it? Immobilize, target all enemies within range 3. If we're here, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That could prevent all of these guys from moving closer into attacking us, which would be ideal. So I'm going to get rid of one of the songs. Let's get rid of Defensive Ditty. Right, that is the round. Let's see what comes up next. Alright, fresh turn. What are our priorities? The real problem I have is that there's no real straight shot to the back of the room that doesn't involve heaps of difficult terrain. And Faith, who is our most agile, does not have any equipment that would allow her to jump. So we're going to have to spend double cost to get through a whole bunch of this 3D space. And so we're probably going to end up having to do a lot more movement than I want to. However, silver lining is these turrety things, the Deep Terror Elites, do not have a lot of HP. So that fills me with some level of confidence. How far does this retaliate go? It's only on melee attacks, so I think we should be able to fight our way across this room with relative, inverted quotes, ease. So where are we starting here? Probably with Tali on the left, since they're already engaged. We have ice and light. Now, do we have a melee attack? Because I know we just spent one. Attack 1, range 3, and stun is pretty good. Can we get over there? I'm going to short rest with Sunkeeper. Purifying Aura. Fine, get rid of it. I would like to move 2 and attack this, and then give Tali an extra attack. Can we do that? One adjacent ally may perform attack 4 on bottom. So if we do that, we're going to have somebody else move us. Can we do that? One ally within range 3 may perform move 4. So that moves Sunkeeper to here. Then Sunkeeper, one adjacent ally may perform attack 4, gives Tali a free attack. Tali is going to attack 2 at a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. It does not reach here. So we're probably going to have to, if we want to stun, we have to attack the one directly in front of us and stun them, which is fine. So then on bottom, we want to be adjacent to the Sunkeeper so that we can attack again. But none of our bottoms are very good in this situation. So maybe we move to this tile. So Stoking Hail on top and a move on bottom. Any move will do. So Tali moves to here. Attacks this one with Stoking Hail. Attack 2 at a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. We stay off the line of sights of these guys. Then you move them to here and do something else on bottom. Move to strengthen all adjacent allies. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Do we do that on a 19? I think we do, because we'll be adjacent to 2 allies then. You're done. Here, we're giving Tali an extra attack. And we're being moved. So we need something on top. Honestly, we could move Faith. Or we could attack the thing in front of us. I guess we attack the thing in front of us. Then Faith just kind of has their own turn to do whatever they want. They'll hopefully be dead. They'll hopefully be stunned. So what do we want to do? We want to keep pushing forward. If we Burning Oil, attack 4 at a range of 3. We could move up to here on a 1, 2, 3. Move 4, gain advantage on all your attacks this round. Fine by me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we'll do that. Alright, I think I'm happy. I think the order of operations works. It's going to be a whole thing, but they're attacking in straight lines, which is fine. Moving 2, attacking 4, targeting 2. Moving 2, attacking 3, targeting 2. Okay, Faith does not change her initiative. She moves 4 to here. Confirm the advantage on attacks. And attack here with advantage already. They take 7 damage and are wounded, so they'll die in 2 turns otherwise. Then we are... did I screw this up? I think I screwed this up. Did I screw this up? You're attacking and moving. You're attacking Yes, I need to move. No, I didn't screw this up. Maybe I did. Because... Hold on. I wanted Tali there. So we're going to move to here. Confirm. And strengthen these two. Then one ally within range 3 can perform a move 4. So if I move you to here, I wanted you to move to there, so I should have had these Tali moved out of the way first. It's a shame. One ally may perform attack 4 with move 4. Alright, we're just going to put you... You can attack Faith if we don't stun you. Honestly? Can I put Faith anywhere better? Not really, not for 4 movement. The crabs are going last. I need you to freeze that other crab. And we can move 3 on our own. 1, 2. Can't move to here, that would need 4. But we can, because we can consume fire and move 5. I'm so lost. Give me 1 minute. I think I've got it. We can move Sunkeeper. Oh, It's a move 4 action, but she has -1 on all her movement, so I do not have it. So we're just going to have to move to here. Skip the last of the movement. End the Bard's turn. Elementalist. If you want to attack 2 at a range of 3, targeting this one, we need to move to here. Oh, we can move to here. Yes. Then attack them with stun. Confirm. And advantage. They're stunned. End turn. Create an element. Give me some wind. Then we can attack this. We draw a +2, so the ally performing 1 adjacent attack becomes completely useless, but we can move 1 step further up. That was a mess of a turn, and I apologize that you had to spend several of the minutes of your life watching it. Deep Terrors are all not doing anything. This crab is going to hit Faith once. And then next turn... Oh, we have Retaliate, so it dies now. I was going to say next turn it'll die to the wound, but we have the Retaliate up, so it dies immediately. Which is great. New turn. Okay. So there's only 4 more of these crabs. And then after that's done, it just becomes like a movement puzzle, so long as we can move across the room, but not run out of cards, because obviously we only have a limited number of turns with how the card burning works. But I would like to kill this crab. We have fire and wind available. Add 1 attack, and a target. Attack 2, range 2. Is attack 1, range 2, but can become attack 3, range 4. We could hit that guy instead. Attack 1, range 3. Attack 2, range 3, and add a wound. We have wind, but no light. Can you make any light this turn? I can, but it's not exactly ideal. But you can attack 2 with stun. So if I can put you there, which is any move 3 action, we can stun this crab. That way we don't have to worry about it for another turn. Faith, what have you got going on? Swift bow's pretty solid. Oh, we could probably duelist advance, swift bow, and attack this crab that's on its own, even if it's going to be stunned. We can't Visage of the Inevitable it because it's an elite enemy, but the other crab to the right that's going to approach us, we may well be able to Visage of the Inevitable next turn. Bard at the back. Bless all adjacent allies. If you're going to step into there and stun them, we could move in too, and then bless all adjacent allies. The bless won't be in effect this turn, but that's no real big issue. You weren't able to make any light, were you? Because we're not going to Holy Strike. Attack 1, range 3, add 1 attack and wound. We can do that because then the wound will go off twice if this guy's going to be stunned. And on bottom, still no one needs healing, which is kind of remarkable. So on bottom, just give me some basic movement, I guess. Move 3, attack 3, target 1 enemy with all attacks. How many attacks do they get then? Is it 2? Attack 1, range 6, summon normal deep terror in a hex adjacent to the target. Oh god. I did not know this could occur. This is terrifying. At least the ones in the back won't be able to hit us, it's only the closer ones. But now my question becomes, is there any way I can kill one of these deep terrors really quickly? Add 2 to all your attacks targeting non-enemies. We have ranged attack. You do if we attack on bottom, but then we wouldn't stun. Then the crabs are going to do a lot of stuff. All the more reason to stun that crab elite. So we're going to stick with this. I'm going to hit you. Oh no. I'm not a fan of this. We're going to move 3 into this tile. Then attack them with stun. And Sunkeeper's turn. This one is stunned. This one moves. This one moves. That one moves, attacks Faith. We take 2. We take 3. Right, they attack twice. Oh, because they have innate target 2, that's why. And that's what lets it attack the same creature multiple times. Right, attack 1, range 3, add 1 wound. Attack 2, range 2. Right, so I think we're going to end up attacking and wounding something to our benefit. Probably both of those crabs at the back. Why not do that at advantage? And then we were going to move somewhere, were we? I can't recall. I don't really want to move closer to the crabs, if I'm honest. During each of your attack actions, you may burn energy to add 1 attack to the entire attack action. Do we just want to put any kind of energy out then? Because then each time we can create something, and then we have the option of +1ing to it. I think I'm actually just going to step back here onto this gold, so that we can be slightly further away from any future crab attacks. Create some light. Then we are going to move 2 to here and bless our adjacent allies. This is what I like to call a bad time. Oh, interesting. They weren't able to summon anything, presumably because they can't summon stuff onto rough terrain, which is kind of great. Right. Chain Lightning. Is it time for Chain Lightning? Attack 4, range 3. +1 and Pierce. I would love to have Wind available. Does anyone have a mana potion? You have a mana potion. And Chain Lightning goes on 41 and 50. So if we can go on 44. Disarm at range of 3, hitting multiple targets is great. And then we can strengthen stuff. We can get an ally to perform an attack 4. That seems good. So over here, we're going to Chain Lightning with both elements. Then Faith. We can't Visage of the Inevitable anymore, because they've gained friends. Attack 4, add a wound and gain 1 when the target is adjacent to any of your allies. Well, we can kill this one with just an attack 4. And on bottom, we could move 2 and poison and attack the bigger, hulkier crab. Because once we kill the crabs don't have any means of coming back as far as I can tell. It's everything else that's the real problem. Attack 4, add wound. If we attack 4 here, they don't add wound. And then we'll just move and poison. That leaves the Sunkeeper, who is toe-to-toe with a crab. Attack 5 on top. You and your adjacent allies suffer no damage this round. 56 is pretty late to be putting that on, though. Right, is there any ordering that I need to be really aware of? We need the person with the mana potion, which is you, going before Tali does, which is fine. Attack 4, target all adjacent enemies. Attack 3, target all adjacent enemies. Attack 2, target all adjacent enemies. Attack 3, range 4 and wound. Jesus. Alright, so earlier on I said, this is going to be like reasonably okay. I entirely take that back now. Everything is going to be terrible, and we're all going to die. But, you know, these things happen. So, attack 4. And we're just going to try and kill this thing. Let's attack with advantage, because... Actually, can we miss? We can miss. Although we're so unlikely to miss. We're so unlikely to miss. And if I do miss, I get a clip. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. That's on, right? Advantage, yes, yes. Oh, I was going to turn it off. I'm a moron. Well, there's 12 damage. I did not intend to attack with advantage. The display confused me, but, you know. I'm a moron, and then you die. Attack 3, target all adjacent enemies. If we could move away, we would actually not be attacked. That actually seems kind of preferable to me. But to move 2, we can only retreat, which also does not seem ideal. Attack 5. With poison, it would be attack 6. And we're going to disarm some fools. How much are you attacking for? 3. Attack 3, add... Attack 4, range 4 with wound. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's terrible. Oh man, I hit everything. Move there. Confirm poisoning. Recover all your spent items. End turn. Right, we are going to attack you for 5. And if we could... Oh man, our deck is like completely rinsed. We've got miss -2, 0, ×2, and ×2. So there's a good chance we will either fail completely or kill them. Hey, we got the good end of the coin flip. I'm very happy. Right, if we move 4, we can push forward next to that crab that is wounded. And next turn, disarm at range 3. One ally within range 3 may perform attack 4. We'll probably get Faith to attack this crab. So, and this is disarm range 3. We're going to disarm these crabs so we can move all the way up to here, I think. So, disarm these 2 crabs. That way, they're not attacking Sunkeeper this turn. Then we need to create... we have light, we need wind, right? Create wind. And then... Faith. Confirm target for possession. Attack 5 against this crab. And our deck is like loaded because we just shuffled. So... Do we want to attack with advantage so we don't miss? It's worth 3 health to us, so I think we do. Awesome. We don't need to worry about turning invisible, so that's the end of our turn. Now, over here. Attack X equals 4, range 3. 1, 2, 3. Attack X -1 on a new enemy within range 2 of the first target. 1, 2. Then attack X = 2 on a third target within range 2 of the second target. 1, 2. Then attack X -3 on a fourth enemy within range 2 of the third target. I don't know if I can repeat enemies within that, but I think there's going to be no better opportunity for us to make this work. So, do that, do that. We go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like it might not be able to reach the same targets twice. But we still get attack X -3 on a fourth target. 1, 2, 3. I'm confused. Target 1, target 2, target 3. Attack, attack, attack. That's 3. This should be a fourth. I guess there just isn't a fourth to go. So if I remove this target and go 1, 2, 3, the attack ends up being the same, right? So I guess we're not going to consume the air that I just created, which is a shame, but, you know, these things happen. And then we can move with jump. That still only gets me 1 because we can't move extra. So we'll just step in. And an element to create. What do we even want at this point? We can have anything. If we're here, give me some ice. They're wounded. They're wounded. They're also disarmed, so they're not hurting us. We are going to take 3 damage. I'm going to take 2 damage there. The ones at the back don't do anything. Right, Tali could feasibly long rest back here. I don't think that's in our best interest though, and we still have a decent number of cards left. I'm just beginning to wonder if it's time, now these crabs have moved, once Faith gets onto this tile, which would be a 2, 4, 6 move, she has a clean shot to get to here and loot. And we have lots of friends that can gift movement actions. So, we have, I think, 1 ally within range 3 may perform move 4. So we want to short rest and get marching beat back. We can lose that, that's fine. So with that rest, we want marching beat, 1 ally within range 3, Faith is, can perform a move 4. So that's 2 and 4 gets her to there. Then Sunkeeper has a thing, 1 ally within range 3 may perform move 4. So that's 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we short rest, yes, we can lose practical pans. We pick up tactical order. And we can go on the 29, that's fine. We can then attack where we are. Nope, that's... Tactical order is the top, so we need something on bottom. Honestly then, let's do Holy Strike, range 5, attack at 3, 1, 2, 3. It burns it, it gets us 2 experience, that's all good. Marching beat we're playing on top, we can place something on bottom. Move 2 and strengthen all allies gets us an extra 1 XP, that's all good. Faith, we need to short rest and get back, not this. So we're going to move 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, a loot 2. And we might as well That's a loot 2 on bottom. We have Duelist's Advance on top if we need it. If anyone else has a heal, I would really like a heal for Faith so she doesn't get killed on her way over. Attack 2, range 3. We can stun the crab ahead of us. And on bottom, attack 5, range 3, immobilize. We could hit that crab as well. We needed your tactical order. Do you have a heal on bottom? Heal 5, range 3. That's better for us. Also gets us XP. And Faith is going last on burning oil. We could go on 36. But I think this will be fine. So end selection. Strengthen, move, attack, attack in long lines. And they're attacking long lines actually before we go, which is great. So Faith's initiative is good. Strengthen. Move 2 to here. Confirm. Strengthen all adjacent allies. Then Faith is actually in line of this one for attack 4 with Pierce. But we're now going to move Faith out of that line. To there, which is not in line with any of the foe's long line attacks. Then here, we're going to attack this crab with stun. And we're also going to just attack it for 5 at range 3 with immobilize. End our turn. Create something. God, we're creating everything right now. Create me some more light, I guess. Sunkeeper is wounded. Didn't even realize that had occurred. We are going to heal Faith for 5. And then move Faith. If we put her here, she'll be in line for all these attacks. So we're actually going to put her there. Then she's in line for only one of these attacks. Lurker is doing lurkery things. Killing with retaliation. Then this one is attacking. We'll take the 2. Now, Faith, we did Duelist Advance, so we can step into one tile closer to the prize. Skip the movement, skip the attack. Loot 2 gets the chest, confirm action. And we end our turn. And that is the last part of the order, so we are victorious.
Grab hold of the scepter, and the entire building shudders violently. A dark energy bursts forth, piercing through the chests of the monsters still attacking you. They all fall over dead, and the shuddering stops. As you get back to your feet, however, a sharp pain suddenly pierces your skull. You have been misled, the voice speaks into your mind. Do not bring that scepter to me. If you free me, I guarantee no harm will come to you.
Well, the idea of doing this in secret has completely gone out the window.
But I cannot say the same if you approach with the scepter. Whatever you think you are doing, you are wrong. As quickly as it came, the pain stops. You tighten your grip on the scepter and race out of the shrine, eager to bring it to the echo chamber and silence the voice.
Alright, well we might be losing our options on that quest after all, but that's fine. We get a perk point for Plunder and Hunter. We head back to the city. quest complete. 10 gold each, 10 XP. Realm of the Voice, new location. Own all required item types. That's the 4 that we bought immediately for our bard. Trophy hunt. We've killed a few more different types of creatures there. And then the only result of that, I think, is Faith getting another perk. But that will be for next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations for me, you can put those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.